Prosecutor Joe Deters says a retrial could bring the total cost of the case to more than $1 million.
A change of venue would also make it even more expensive, since Hamilton County would have to pay for that as well. 9 on your side, I-Team reporter Craig Cheatham is looking into what is really involved in moving this trial someplace else.
Craig and Carol, retired Judge Norbert Nadel told me he can't remember of a change of venue being granted in Hamilton County, and he served decades on the bench. But if this one is granted, the retrial would probably be held in the Cleveland or Columbus areas, he says, because they reflect the population of Cincinnati. After the mistrial, the prosecution and defense changed their minds on where a jury should hear this case.
Just 3 months ago, Tensing's defense said it was impossible for him to receive a fair trial in Hamilton County. Tensing's attorney, Stu Matthews, argued leaders had made up their minds, quoting Cincinnati's mayor as saying the truth turned out to be murder. Matthews also said that a cloud of doom that has been created hovers over each and every potential juror in Hamilton County. Jurors will be tempted to sacrifice the defendant in order to preserve peace in the streets. But today, 10 days after a judge declared a mistrial, Matthews said he wants the retrial in Hamilton County.
I think that the jury here in Hamilton County can be seated, and logistically it makes sense to me to keep it here.
Prosecutor Joe Deters opposed a change of venue the first time, but today he said he wants one for the retrial.
The public attention that's been focused on the Tensing case could have in fact seeped into the jury room.
I think it's a reasonable request. It's highly unusual, but in my opinion, it's reasonable.
Retired Hamilton County Common Pleas Judge Norbert Nadel says there's a stronger argument for a change of venue for the retrial.
I can understand it because this case has received a massive amount of publicity and that it hadn't received before.
A change of venue request, especially from a prosecutor, is extremely rare, though the I-Team couldn't find any records showing just how unusual it is.
In my decades on the Common Pleas bench, I can never remember a case being moved out of here. But this is a highly unusual case.
And on that, everyone can agree. Prosecutor Deters says moving the case to a county in the Cleveland or Columbus areas would improve the chance of finding a jury that wasn't bombarded with media coverage and would be more likely to reach a verdict. The defense disagrees. The next public hearing in this case is scheduled for Monday.